Hey guys, this is Andy with Get Your Wellies. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to plant some elephant garlic. So I just got to prepare a bed for that, and I'm going to take you along as we put that in. So join me here in just a minute. But first of all, as always, why don't you get your wellies? Meet me in the garden. So guys, this is the bed I'm going to be using. This is the end of the row up in kind of a little bit of a shady part of the garden. It does get some morning sun, probably a little bit shady than I would like for garlic, but I think it'll work okay. So the history of this bed, I had banana plants in it which did really quite well even in the shade for a couple of years, and then this year they just didn't come back. And I have used this bed over the last summer, this summer, to just dump in different pots I'm emptying. Some of that soil was pretty hydrophobic and definitely not the best. Also, the very start of the season I had a whole bunch of leaf mulch in here. So what's in there now actually looks really pretty good. But it's low, so I'm going to add some soil to that, and I'm going to use the potting mix, the raised bed and potting mix, which is made by Kellogg, and I get that from Home Depot. That's a pretty good source for it if you live in Arkansas. I think actually it's more common even in other states, so that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit and just show you what this soil looks like. Let me get a spot here. So this soil has and there's an old plant pot there, so it's got some debris still in it, but overall this is pretty nice looking soil. You can see there are some like bits of leaves and twigs and stuff. That's okay to leave in, but do take note of the fact that if you have a lot of that in there, it is going to compost, which means there will be a lot of bacteria in there, microbes that will generate a lot of heat. So you don't want it to be like a compost pile, but it can have a few things in it and still be fine. So just make sure it's not got just a ton of stuff left in it to compost. And then what you want to do is add some soil, or if it doesn't have much compost in it, go ahead and add some of your compost if you've been doing that at home. Or you can buy some compost at the big box store. So I'm going to go ahead and add this soil, and I'll speed up while I'm doing that because you don't want to watch me doing that all day. Alright, so I'm going to start off with these 2 bags and see where that takes us. Now some of you might remember me saying that this raised garden bed soil is kind of bitty, and by bitty I mean it's got a lot of pieces of twigs and things like that in it that break down, so this does tend to settle quite a bit too. This actually smells like it's been decomposing in the bag, which is okay, and it doesn't look as bitty, so I think that's what's happened. So I'm going to spread it out and see what we got here. So what my plan is for this bed, it looks pretty nice. We're going to plant the elephant garlic. This soil is already pretty moist, so I'm probably not going to water it. I'm just going to sprinkle some fertilizer on top, like an all-purpose 10-10-10, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on top because that way it can just kind of seep down as it rains. So now I'm going to go take a look at our elephant garlic and see how many cloves I've got that I can use. I bought 3 of them, so I'm thinking there's probably going to end up being 15 to 21 or so. Usually you get 5 to 7. I might get lucky, we'll see. And then we'll divide those up, and I'm going to use this whole bed just for them. And when I come back, I will put those in there. But let me show you the garlic cloves, and we'll go ahead and see how many we got. Okay guys, so I went to Walmart and I picked up this Spice World elephant garlic. This is 1 bulb, each one, yeah, about 5 to 7 cloves. They're all going to be pretty big. Unless it's really small, I would plant any of the cloves. So I'm going to open these and see exactly how many I got. So even when I just opened the package, the cloves are just sort of falling off. This is what they look like, much like an onion. When we plant them, the root goes to the bottom and the pointy part to the top, just like any other onions or garlic. So let me see how many we got. Like I said, they just sort of fall apart. If the paper stays on, that's fine. Actually adds a little bit of protection. This is what I mean by a smaller bulb, clove, sorry. This is a smaller one, but I'm still planting it. So that's 3, 4, 5. I got 6 off of the first one. I'm putting these over in a bowl so we can take them out here in a minute. Again, they just fall apart when you open the package. I guess not always, but these ones did. So that's another small one. My hand's probably in the way, sorry. Decent one. That's another, actually there's 2 there. Some of these are pretty small, but like I said, just go ahead and plant them, it's okay. And that one is quite big. Let's see. Yeah, that's a big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're up to 2, 4, 6, 8. Sorry. So we're up to 14. And then this last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one I feel like there's more than 1 here, but maybe not. That's a real big one because it's not going to come apart easily. So alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 20 of them. That's pretty good. And throw all this away. Ooh, not that. 21. So basically I've spaced these out about as evenly as I can. They can be as close as about 4 to 5 inches apart, but preferably more like 6 to 8 is better. I'm able to do them even a little bit further apart than that. But I have 21 of them in here, and so I always just lay them on top. When I plant them, I'm going to go roots down, pointy side up, and I'm going to have them at a depth of 3 to 4 inches. What I am going to do is grab some bone meal and just drop a little bit of that in each hole. So that'll just kind of help get them started. And then I'll put an all-purpose on the top, all-purpose fertilizer, so granular. And I'm not going to water that in. I'm just going to let the rain do its thing, and that'll gradually dissolve and seep down through the soil. So now I'm just gonna put a sprinkling of this garden tone on top. I found that in the garage, so I just went ahead and put some of that in the holes because it's kind of got everything the plants need in it. Okay, and just because the soil's already damp, I'm not going to water it down anymore. The rain will be sufficient, but what I am going to do is fill this bed up with my mulch, my pet shavings, and really just kind of put these garlics to bed, let them start doing their thing during the winter. So here we go. Put some of the wildlife netting or bird netting over the top of all of this for two reasons. Number one, it'll help, not totally, but it'll help keep rabbits and squirrels out. The other thing is, I get a lot of leaves that fall in the winter time, and that's an easy way of just lifting those leaves off in a net and not have to try and rake them out or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab some of that and cut it to size. Just tack it in on the ends to keep the leaves and the bunnies hopefully out. So guys, I just put in about 6 screws around this bed and cut that net to size, and so as you can see, it covers it up pretty nicely. The rabbits do not really like to get into anything that remotely is like a net, so hopefully that'll keep them away. A couple other things you can use, but both of these you're going to have to replace when it rains, but red fox urine that you can get in hunting stores. I bought it in Walmart before, but I can't remember where I last got it. I think you can actually even get it on Amazon. That works, and so does mint. Mint actually helps keep squirrels away too. So I use just like essential oil, mint, and drop it on a few spots around the bed, and that seems to help too. Neither one of those really likes onions or garlic, but they do like digging and putting seeds, nuts and stuff in your flower beds. So I'm going to try and keep them out. We'll see how it works. If any of you guys have any other tips for keeping them out, by all means pass that on in the comments below. Now these two beds that you're probably familiar with, I was thinking I was just going to do some quick crops, radishes, beets, maybe some turnips. Of course, once you get in the cooler weather, they won't be quite as fast growing, but we could still probably get another round of radishes, so we'll do that, I think, on the next video. Thanks again. Until the next time, bye now.